Hey everybody, how's it going? Okay, I am back with my second part of the Edmonton Expo update. Okay, so I was waiting a few days to talk about it because I was hoping there would be a few more pictures that may surface because of the requests I got for photos and stuff. Most of the people I ran into, I did give them one of my cards just to see if I could get them to tag me, just to see what it looks like if they do post it. So yeah, I wanted to wait and get a few of those to show you guys. So turns out I didn't get that many that ended up showing up, but I did get a few good ones here and there. So I will definitely show you guys that, as well as go over a few more things that are going on with the channel real soon. And as I mentioned, that pickup I scored from Spirit Halloween on my visit just before the expo last week. So let's get into it. Okay guys, so first things first, I just wanted to mention that I am wearing the Fright Rags Texas Chainsaw Massacre shirt that I showed you guys in my last video. And for some reason, I kept referring to this shirt as an original. And of course, thinking 1974, but at the time I was thinking of the reboot film. I know it's the reboot film. I know that that's what Fright Rags had licensed. And clearly it is from the remake as well. So for some reason I did not refer to it that way. So somebody pointed that out for me, and thanks very much. Mr. Justin Osborne himself actually caught that. So I did want to say sorry about that little blunder. I did know which one it was for. I just kept saying, original and classic in my head, right? Anyway, so I'm wearing it today. Awesome t-shirt. Check out Fright Rags for sure. Okay, so for the expo, I went with the Halloween 2018 look. Honestly, it's probably my favorite of the three Blumhouse masks I had Remzap Studios do. Mainly because it's got that iconic Michael Myers look, obviously aged, and it's a bit of a different mold, of course, that Chris Nelson did, but I really like the look of it. This particular Michael Myers outfit I wore, I went for the look at the beginning of the film where, he really wasn't too bloody yet. He had just got the coveralls. The mask looks pretty untouched. Hands weren't too dirty yet, and he has all of his fingers. I thought about bringing the hammer, but I don't have a prop hammer. I have the real thing in there, and that wouldn't have went over too well. So I just went with the classic butcher knife look, as you can see in some of these shots I'll show you here. So most of these are just headshots, of course, that I was able to take when I was at the show, because I was on my own. Unfortunately, I didn't have anybody else going that I knew there that day, so I didn't have a lot of full body shots. My plan was to go to the red carpet and have that Edmonton Expo background and just get somebody to take a few shots for me. The problem was every time I went back there, there was some sort of an event going on, like throughout the whole few hours I was there. I was there probably 2.5 hours. But every time I went back to the area to check, something was going on. So unfortunately, I didn't even get a chance for one of those. But I do have one full-length picture at least that I got right here that is pretty awesome. So I can't thank her enough for tagging me in that photo and allowing me to see it, because I know there are a lot out there that I took, and I haven't seen any show up. So it's kind of a bummer, because I did want to get a few more shots in it. I have a few more shots here from home after I got back, just so you could see. So as you can see, I was going for an early on in the movie look where he's not really very bloody. The coveralls he's wearing are the Workrite charcoal gray screen correct coveralls. They're the first pair I ever got. They are a 48, so they're a little bit larger on me than my Kills pair, just by one size. But I did weather them myself, and I used reference photos from James Jude Courtney's dressing room, I guess in his trailer, really, I should say, from the set. And there were some pretty decent shots floating around online, certainly of the front anyway, not so much of the back, but of a lot of the back shots I saw, they didn't look too bad. I would expect the back to be dirtier, being a mechanic, but I did put a lot of the weathering and oily look where I could see it in the reference photos. Again, that's probably my favorite mask that Raimi's done for me. The H40, there's just something so spooky about it. I really love it. It's one of those masks though that I'm probably not going to try to wear too often, of course, because it does have Nick Castle's autograph and James Jude Courtney in it. And you know, the longer I wear it, the more you get all that condensation from breathing in there, and it can make the autographs, you know, run a little bit, and I just don't want to screw that up. So I'll probably be very choosy about when I put that on. Although I did get them for cosplaying, so it's not like I'm going to be afraid to use them. Like I said, I'm that kind of guy. I don't like to leave everything just behind glass. I like to, you know, take it out, play with it, you know. Like, that's what it's there for. I mean, take care of it. I'm not saying be careless and stupid and stuff, but, you know, use it. You know, we're here for a good time, right? You know what I mean? Anyway, I had a really good time going there, and I met some cool people, and you know, plenty of requests for photos, which was nice. Hopefully some more will surface, and if they do, I'll for sure share them. But that was pretty much it for the expo this year. So Sunday was a fairly quiet day. I did find another picture of my Ghostface outfit that a professional photographer did for me. Here's a shot of it here. So she was super nice, very nice lady. Really cool looking photo. I love how she did that with the background. I thanked her for that. But yeah, I thought it was a really neat shot that she did, you know. So a big thanks to her for that as well. But that was pretty much it for the expo this year. I guess we'll see what happens next year. Maybe I'll try to plan it out a little better and see if I can figure out some folks to go with. It would be nice if I could put together like a small horror cosplay group where there could be a few of us that will cosplay as different characters, you know, depending. I think that would be fun. So I'd like to organize something like that if I could in the future. I guess we'll see. I have to make more friends. Okay, so I mentioned I had a pretty cool pickup from Spirit Halloween the other day when I stopped there after the fiasco of running around to get the package for the Scream robe that had just come in time for the con. So this awesome piece I found that I didn't even know it existed until that very day, and I hadn't seen it anywhere. But this is what it is. It is a sign from the Bates Motel. Check this out. How awesome is that? No vacancy. Now I just have to figure out where I'm going to put this thing. I have to do a little redecorating around here, so I just want to figure out where I want to put it. But I just fell in love with this. I'm like, is this ever cool? What a neat looking sign, you know, and it's nice and thick, and it's pretty heavy too, and it has these nice metal mounts on here that you can hang it up with. So I just have to figure out where I'm going to put it, but I had a 20% off, and I thought, man, I'm going to jump on that. That's just some good savings, and it's a very cool sign. It would look great in my corner, and yeah. Awesome. Bates Motel. I thought that was badass. On a side note, I noticed my Instagram friend Steve, who's local here as well, He's part of the Ghostbusters cosplayers. Well, he was this year anyway, and I'm sure he has plenty of times in the past as well. But that's where he was this year. And he actually picked one of these up a while ago, and I didn't even see it on his feed. So good score, Steve. Yeah, I thought this was awesome. The store manager at this location, when I was heading out, or maybe the assistant manager, it was one of the two. She just said, "Oh, that's the best one. You got the best thing." And he's like, "That is so cool, right?" And I'm like, "Right? Like, look at how cool that is. I love it." Anyway, that is what I picked up. As soon as I saw that, I was just like, "Man, that is too freaking cool. I love it." Okay, so lastly, I do have some new pickups that are going to be coming soon, as well as some accessories for my current cosplays. Also, so my son has some kind of a party or some kind of get together for this Halloween, and he wants to go as Ghostface from Scream VI. So, of course, I can make that happen, kind of hook that up with sort of what I have, and at the same time maybe do something cool for the channel. And I was able to source him one of these new Ghostface. It's based on the 25th anniversary, but it's the deluxe aged Ghostface costume. So these are just like the 25th anniversary ones. They have the metallic fabric, so it says. Comes with the age mask as well as the gloves, and they're hard to find, and they're just like the 25th anniversary costumes. I mean, it's 2023, you know, we're winding down to the end of September right now, and I have never seen a 25th anniversary Ghostface costume in a Canadian store, period, at all, to this day. And I've only ever seen them more or less being sold online for way more money than they paid for them. This one I got for just over retail, which is why I went for it, because they made probably a $10 profit, which I thought was cool. So obviously they had bought quite a few and they probably needed to sell them. But there's still no sign of these kind of costumes at Spirit Halloween. And what I wanted to do, because he does need a robe, and of course mine is going to be too tall for him because I'm about 6'2", very close to that. And my son, I think right now is about maybe 5'9"-ish, give or take. So I had to go with the adult size because that's pretty much minimum, I think. So it should look really cool on him. It should be just long enough to get like pretty much right down to the floor, so it should be an awesome length for him, because it is supposed to fit up to about 6 foot, or is it 6'1"? Yeah, 6 foot. So I would imagine it should look pretty awesome for his size. Now I do have that 25th anniversary mask I had painted that I used for mine. He could certainly use that, but I do have one that is coming from Ramey. He's actually doing some rehauls on those aged masks, and I went ahead and got in the lineup for one of those, because I would love to have a nice looking rehaul that would probably look great for him too, that he might want to use instead. We'll see what happens. I'm kind of thinking it's going to be more of a Wes Craven themed Halloween this year, and maybe I'll try to get Freddy in the mix and Ghostface. We'll see. That's sort of what I'm leaning to at the moment. So, you know, that's the one I never really got to cosplay, and it's a tough one, so it might be cool to try out for Halloween to do some... So what I wanted to do with this at the same time is take this out and show you guys and do a nice comparison with a, you know, a movie replica style that I had made versus one of these more or less 25th anniversaries that are aged. I'm not really sure what the big difference is with the aging, but probably just the mask for the most part, because the material does look pretty much the same. But I do want to compare them side by side and just get an idea of what you're looking at when you're getting something handmade versus one of these, if you can get your hands on them for a reasonable amount of money. So my next video will likely be a comparison between those two. If you guys are interested, I'm sure plenty of you are going to want to know, you know, what the differences are, what the advantages might be, how good the quality is on either, you know, and accuracy, of course, right? So we'll take a look at that in the next video as well. But as for now, I think that is it. But we will see you again real soon for more stuff. Halloween is just around the corner. October is almost here. It's an exciting time. So we'll see you again for some more great stuff. Take care, guys.